Episode 56 XC September 19th, 2024. Talk show. How is our northernmost state doing? Alaska. Breaking news from Maine and Rhode Island. Quizzical Quo Vadis here, taking the place of Larry the Litigator briefly as the host of the now long-running talk show Alaska. Note my form-fitting toga and strappy sandals in the fashion of that quintessential questioner Socrates. With the help of a studio audience shouting Alaska at the right time, the audience and I will be questioning two prominent women from, you guessed it, our northernmost state of Alaska. How are you doing, audience? Audience. Alaska. Oh, she isn't on stage yet. Okay, I'll ask Quizzical Quo Vadis instead. Audience. What does Quo Vadis mean anyway? Quizzical Quo Vadis. Quizzical Quo Vadis. Quo Vadis is Latin for, where are you going? In my youth, I was often asked, where are you going with all these questions? I renamed myself Quizzical Quo Vadis. My former name was Student of Socrates, which is quite a mouthful. Quizzical Quo Vadis. I named myself Quo Vadis for two reasons. The first reason is that I am a fan of the 1951 movie called Quo Vadis. Quo Vadis is a 1951 American religious epic film set in ancient Rome during the final years of Emperor Nero's reign, based on the 1896 novel of the same title by Polish Nobel laureate author Henryk Sienkiewicz. It was filmed in Technicolor. It is the fourth screen adaptation of Sienkiewicz's novel. The film stars Robert Taylor and Deborah Kerr. The story, set between 64 and 68 AD, combines both historical and fictional events and characters, and compresses the key events of that period into the space of only a few weeks. Its main theme is the Roman Empire's conflict with Christianity. The 1951 film Quo Vadis was such a huge box office success that it was credited with single-handedly rescuing Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer MGM from the brink of bankruptcy. The second reason I named myself Quo Vadis is that Quo Vadis is a Latin phrase meaning, where are you going? It is commonly translated, quoting the King James Version translation of John 13 verse 36, as, whither goest thou? The phrase originates from the Christian tradition regarding St. Peter's first words to the risen Christ during their encounter along the Appian Way. The story goes that Peter flees from crucifixion in Rome at the hands of the government, and along the road outside the city, he meets the risen Jesus. In the Latin translation, Peter asks Jesus, Quo Vadis? And Jesus replies, Romum eo iterum crucifigi. I am going to Rome to be crucified again. Peter then gains the courage to continue his ministry and returns to the city, where he is martyred by being crucified upside down. Some residents against wood smoke emission particulates Rosep talk show audience members posit that there is a third reason I'm named Quo Vadis. Traditionally, I have let the talk show wander off into uncharted areas, and the audience has to shout Quo Vadis to get me back on track. Audience, give us Larry the Litigator back. Quizzical Quo Vadis. I am all you have got now, audience. And here on our stage are a senior senator from Alaska who spends most of her time in Washington, D.C., Ms. Abigail Adams Morgan, and a junior House of Representatives representative from Alaska who spends most of her time in the members' dining room in Washington, D.C., dealing with kitchen table issues, Ms. Chevette Chase. Quizzical Quo Vadis. Ms. Abigail Adams Morgan, you are aware of the problem of PM 2.5 air pollution from indoor residential wood burning for home heating in Alaska. What are you doing to alleviate those suffering from unnecessary indoor residential wood burning air pollution? Audience. Alaska. Ms. Abigail Adams Morgan, please answer the question. What Quizzical Quo Vadis asked. Ms. Abigail Adams Morgan. It is out of my hands. To get biblical about it, I wash my hands of the whole issue. Audience. Alaska, the follow-up question. To whom are you beholden, Ms. Abigail Adams Morgan? Ms. Abigail Adams Morgan. The wood burning industry is one of my dearest friends. The fossil fuel industry trails in second place in my affections. I don't think the solar industry is so hot, and I believe the wind power industry will kill all our birds. Audience. Alaska, about heat pump rebates of up to $8,000 based on a sliding income scale. Ms. Abigail Adams Morgan. I am aware that in some of the 50 United States heat pump rebates will be offered in 2024. Alaska did not apply for the heat pump rebate program and remains proudly independent and defiant of government aid in the area of clean air solutions for home heating in Alaska. Go to https://www.energy.gov/scep/office-state-and-community-energy-programs and check on the home energy rebates program status of your state. You've read the headlines this morning over your cup of coffee, and you undoubtedly spit-take your coffee straight across the long U.S. Senator's table in dismay. Maine. U.S. Secretary Jennifer Granholm and Maine Governor Mills roll out new heat pump rebates for low-income households. Wednesday, September 18th, 2024. Governor Janet Mills and U.S. Secretary of Energy Jennifer Granholm spoke in South Portland on September 18, 2024 with some of Maine's housing and energy leaders about how investments in clean energy can help homeowners by lowering costs. Rhode Island. Tiny Rhode Island is the latest to join the hoi polloi in offering home energy rebates as of September 19, 2024. Alaska remains icily aloof from such falderall. Quizzical Quo Vadis acting as moderator in a moderate tone for informational purposes. Breaking news. Excerpts edited by Rosep for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Rhode Island RI launches rebate program to help homeowners save on energy efficiency improvements. Providence. Rhode Island has launched its first federal home energy rebates program, one that will enable low and middle-income households to save on energy efficiency improvements like heat pumps. Rhode Island is the fifth state to launch such a program, according to a news release. It is part of the Biden-Harris administration's nationwide initiative to provide $8.8 billion in federal funding to lower energy costs and increase efficiency, saving American households up to $1 billion annually in energy costs and supporting an estimated 50,000 U.S. jobs in residential construction, manufacturing, and other sectors. Rhode Island is already ahead of the game with an existing rebates program helping thousands of homeowners save money on energy-efficient upgrades, and the Biden-Harris administration is helping thousands more reap these same benefits, said U.S. Secretary of Energy Jennifer M. Granholm, who visited a Providence homeowner who will be taking part in the program. Granholm said providing funding for heat pumps and more is an example of how state and federal programs can work together to maximize the impact for American consumers. The Home Electrification and Appliance Rebates (HEAR) program will help many Rhode Islanders update to Energy Star appliances in their homes, said Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee. This initiative is another positive step in reducing our state's carbon emissions and creating the good-paying jobs necessary for the clean energy transition. To advance the objectives of the rebate programs, DOE is requiring states and territories to allocate at least half of the rebates to low-income households, defined as those earning 80% or less of their area median income, which is expected to benefit many households in disadvantaged communities. They must also submit community benefits plans to ensure good jobs and other economic opportunities are available. To help keep consumers informed and equipped with resources, DOE recently released a Consumer Bill of Rights framework, encouraging rebate programs to adopt it. How Rhode Island's HEAR program will work. Rhode Island is launching its HEAR program, one of two programs, making up the federal home energy rebate programs in two phases. Quizzical Quo Vadis. On to the second person on this stage, Ms. Chevette Chase. You are of a new generation, and we have a lot of hope in you to turn this indoor residential wood-burning air pollution issue around in Alaska, and the people of Alaska will again breathe clean air. Audience. Wait. Because of the breaking news of heat pump rebates, the HEAR or HEA are programs being available in Maine and Rhode Island by September 19, 2024, we don't have time to move on to questioning, or as we say, Alaska ING, Representative Chevette Chase today. Stay tuned tomorrow or soon when another ROZEP talk show will question and request eye on the hapless victim Representative Chevette Chase. Quizzical Quo Vadis. That darn Solar Sue has barged up on stage again. I can see why Larry the Litigator is taking a mental health day today. Solar Sue. The heat pump rebate dollar levels are based on 80% of mean household income. For instance, the 2024 median household income in Madison, Wisconsin for a family of 4 is $97,800. If your 4-person household income in Madison, Wisconsin is $97,800 or less, you can receive up to the $8,000 rebate before you walk out the door with your heat pump, which may make your purchase of a heat pump cost very little. You can look up the 80% of median income based on how many people you have in your household by county in a U.S. state at https://www.hoodoosearch.gov/portal/dataSets/il/il2024/select_geography.odn Solar Sue. If you don't want to look up income levels yourself, watch the ROZEP YouTube video for all 72 Wisconsin counties' income limits at episode 56 https://www.youtube.com/watch?mark V=XW6X0KMADNW&T=468S or the ROZEP YouTube video for all U.S. capital cities' income limits at episode 56 XS https://www.youtube.com/watch?mark V=ZK6/TT5 $T=76S Solar Sue. There will be more information about heat pump rebates, including on how to apply on the ROZEP videos https://www.youtube.com/@RossiPresidents4370/videos as the heat pump rebates roll out across the United States in 2024. Quizzical Quo Vadis. As you popular ROZEP talk show host Larry the Litigator would say if he were only here, adieu for now, and keep it clean.